In this video, I'm going to explain how high ticket sales has changed in 2026 and how you can get more people to buy things from you so that you can make more money. So the first way that it's changing is people are more skeptical of sales calls these days. In the past, you could just run a bunch of money through paid ads, just set up a funnel, and you could just force tons of people through this funnel straight to a call schedule link when they had no idea who you were, and that would work insanely well. You can still do that, but it's becoming much more difficult. Sometimes just hitting a calendar link or like a, hey, come and schedule a call with me is enough friction for people to completely back out and disappear and you never hear from them again. So people are just less trusting these days than ever before because social media and the internet is at its peak of overwhelming people with too much information, and everybody on their feed is just trying to sell them something. We're basically at peak I don't trust you, I think everything is a scam, and then all the legitimate businesses get lumped into this category. But sales calls are not going anywhere, and people get on them all the time. I still have a full calendar of book calls every day on every offer that I'm on, but more so than ever, people are just more skeptical. Now, why is this a good thing though? And that is because appointment setters are about to make way more money, and closers can actually close more sales over text and through messages. So from what I have seen is people are communicating more through messages and they just want to get on calls less. So the people that are serious about buying, they also don't really want to get on sales calls as much either. So I don't really see this as a bad thing. It's honestly easier, and a lot of times many sales are being made through messages more than I ever used to see. I can have conversations with people over text or through DMs and they don't even want to get on a call. I just answer their questions through messages, and if they're a good fit, I will pitch it to them and they have been buying. So to me, that's awesome, right? People never used to buy over text. Are you kidding me? Now I can have a conversation with people in messages, send them a payment link, and they will sign up? That's crazy. It's almost like with some people, or there's like some stigma around sales calls for some people, not for everybody, but the second you present those people with like a sales call, it's like too much pressure. Whereas in the DMs, it's less pressure, and sometimes they're more willing to communicate that way and they don't feel like they're being sold to, if that makes sense. At least that's my theory. Now, there will always be sales calls, but it's important to note that more people are buying through messages. Next, sales skills. And I have stated this in many videos, but working on your sales skills, the regular approach to sales calls is working worse than it ever has before right now. People do not want to be sold to. So what you want to do when you get on calls with people is just be a normal person. Take off your salesperson hat and just have a normal conversation with them. So you want to drop the sales act, drop the robotic sales script, drop everything salesy that you've learned and just talk to the person and get to know them. So if you get on a call with people, for example, and you're forceful in trying to get them to buy, you give off any type of like, you've got to buy this, it's so amazing, what are you waiting for? Can I have your credit card number? Will that be cash or crypto? You know, like any type of forceful sales energy like that, and people are out. They're done. So it's never been more important for you to just be real. I know that sounds cliche, but like just be yourself and just talk to people like a normal person the same way you would in real life. And another way to think about this is whenever I train salespeople and they get on calls, they morph into this different person. I'm like, you were talking one way before the call, and then they get on, this is everybody, all salespeople. They get on a call and they start talking like a salesperson. I'm like, bro, this is fake. Just be yourself. There's no other way to say it. The way that you would chat up your buddy at the bar is the way that you need to talk to people on sales calls. Because if you don't, their guards are way up and you've lost them. And something I remind myself of a lot is that people don't get on sales calls for fun. They came to this call for a reason. They have some level of interest in what you're doing, in what you're selling. So a lot of times there's no need to go through this entire sales process with them. You just want to get to know them and see if their specific situation is right for the product. And if it is, you just make that clear to them that, hey, this can solve your problem. This is a good fit here. And this is how it's going to make your life better. And if you do that, people are going to buy because people have problems and they want to solve those problems. And you did all of that without having to be some robotic, sleazy salesperson or whatever other bullshit normies believe about sales, right? Like you have to force people to buy stuff that they don't need. total bullshit. You can make millions of dollars selling people things that they actually want to buy that will help them and change their life. Shocking. The next one, follow-ups and nurturing people. Another reason people are not buying goes right back to people not having trust. So many people are going to buy on follow-ups or after being nurtured for a while. It is very common these days for people to watch somebody's content for 6, 8, even 12 months and then decide, okay, now I'm ready to buy. After a year, bro, and this is not a rare thing. People are doing this all the time. They will literally follow someone for a year, consume their content almost daily, read their emails, watch their YouTube videos, watch their Instagram stories for an entire year before they decide to buy. They had to be nurtured for a full year. Now, this is not everybody. There's still tons of people who buy immediately all the time. That is also extremely common. But there's a large number of people who are not going to buy for a while. And you are going to have to nurture them and follow up with them and stay consistent with content, etc. And some people's trust is so low these days. This is how I think about follow-ups. You have to engage with them like a rabid dog, like trying to get through the pantry door, like to get to its food. You just have to be relentless and keep following up. And you just have to keep nurturing people, basically. And the good news is content kind of does this for you. So in a way, that's following up, but you're also going to have to do the follow-ups as well. And this is funny because I work with people in my program who feel like they are annoying people if they send like a second follow-up message. People have bought from me on like the 30th follow-up message, literal number. That's a real example. So most people are too worried about what other people think, and they're focused on that when they should be focused on making money. It's just a choice in your head of what you're choosing to focus on. I'll message someone 50 times. If they have not given me a hard no, I'm going to keep following up. This is business. This is sales. The people who are making money, this is how they think. Who cares what other people think of you? They should be worried what you think of them. And you only want to sell to people who are right for your product. So that's an important point to make. But if they are, follow up and nurture them until the end of time. People are just very afraid and they question everything on the internet these days, right? Which is totally understandable. So just keep that in mind, that it may take some people longer to come around and buy than it used to, even if what you're selling is a perfect fit and a solution to their problems. And one more reason it's important to do follow-ups and nurtures is that on any offer that you get on, there's going to be slow weeks. That's just how it goes. But I see a lot of reps as if they have a slow week, they just like immediately bail and they go and try and find a new offer after 1 week. Slow weeks are normal in sales, sometimes with lower call amounts in any business. That doesn't matter what offer you get on. Now, the next reason that people won't buy from you, whether that's as a sales rep or a business owner, and this one is an interesting one. What most people believe is that the more people that start doing something, the more difficult it is to do, right? High ticket sales has never been more popular. So people think, oh, it's saturated. There's too many people doing it. That is not true. And this is why. Yes, there are more people doing this, but there are also more people starting online businesses than ever before. They are literally exploding. So the demand for salespeople is only rocketing straight up. But what is true is that you're going to have to be much more focused and savage about finding and landing a good offer, because there are more people that are trying to get into this. So you may have to interview against multiple people, whereas a couple of years ago, that wasn't really the case. So things like that is just stuff to think about. But as long as you take it seriously and you make finding a good offer your main priority, you will be good. The bar is pretty much on the floor or below it. And if you're a business owner and you focus on having a good product and getting good results so that you have case studies, this is the internet. You have an unlimited amount of people to sell to. So think about it like this. People in like 1980 had to ruthlessly compete with like 3 other people to sell to people in their geographic market. That's all they had if they wanted to get rich or make any type of a lot of money. And that was hard as shit. The internet and social media is a literal cheat code. It's like the universe handed us an easy button. That's the time that we live in. So you have the easy button, the internet and social media. So there's no excuse for not making a lot of money with an internet business. It's the ultimate opportunity in the history of the galaxy. I think about this all the time, and I'm just like, how does no one else see this, right? It's like I've seen The Matrix and everyone else is in The Matrix or some shit. But when I see people saying, oh, it's so hard, it's so difficult, I just want to drop them in like 1950. You want to see what difficult is? That's difficult. Have a good product or service, focus hard on getting people results and testimonials, and don't be lazy, and you will make tons of sales. That is the punchline of this video. And that is the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.